What's going on, everybody? I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller. Welcome to another Off the Cuff segment, your daily segment of Off the Cuff here at the Time Teller channel. That's right, you guys challenged me to do an Off the Cuff segment each and every day for 1 week straight to see if I could commit to that. And so far, I'm having a blast, but this is only the second day of the week, so we'll see what happens towards the end of the week. And don't worry, we're still going to be doing the edited reviews and everything. Gato's still taking care of all of that. But you guys wanted more, easy to consume episodes that I can put out quickly for you guys, and this is kind of a fun breaking news thing that I'm going to be doing each and every day for you. So today we're going to be talking about grails, okay? Grails of mine personally. Now, ever since I've started this channel, and I think I've been on YouTube for like 5-6 years, I've had multiple grail lists that I've uploaded, and my tastes have changed, things that I really want, things that I don't really want, whatever. But today I dug deep and I wanted to share with you watches that I've never really mentioned on this channel before. And the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 watches that we're going to be talking about are true grails, like unobtainium, things that I probably will never own. But the last 4 watches that we're going to be talking about are, watches that I truly believe that I will have in the near future. They're not totally unattainable to me, but they're things that I'm still reaching for and things that I'm still kind of searching for and gunning for. So I'm excited to share those with you. We see a gorgeous watch here in front of us from Anderson Geneve. But before we talk about that, we're going to go ahead and tell the time. It is 3:44 p.m. Let's get down to business. I'm wearing my Casio twin sensor. This is like a $42 watch. This Anderson Geneve is much more expensive than that. So I wanted to show you this watch because Anderson Geneve is a watchmaker I've mentioned in the past. I made an episode called The Bizarre World of Erotic Horology, I think. You know what? Here's my channel. Let's go ahead and search that. We'll just type in the word erotic and see what shows up. The Strange World of Erotic Wristwatches. Why do these exist? Go ahead, guys. I'm going to leave a link to this episode in the description below. Comment on that episode, boobies. Type in boobies in the comment section of that episode so I know that you are watching this channel. Thank you so much for the support. And actually, we just recently, like 4 months ago, made a hentai and horology episode because apparently that exists too. Just a crazy thing. Guys, you can be into whatever you're into. I think the weird thing is the necessity of having it on your wristwatch at all times. I feel like I don't need that. And Anderson, I can't even show you on YouTube the watches that he's made in the past, like based around erotic horology, because it is like literally X-rated. So I kind of wrote that guy off as being kind of a kooky weirdo. But then this watch was released in 2020, celebrating 40 years of his watchmaking prowess, and we can see 1980 to 2020. Carved dial, incredibly captivating. This is the Anderson Geneve jump hour, so this is not a date. This is a jump hour at the 12 o'clock. And then here, this is actually not small seconds. This is a minute track, so you can see, where you are in the minutes. And then, of course, when you get to the 12, boop, there's a cool jump hour function. We actually reviewed a jump hour from Chris Ward on this channel. You can watch that as well. I'll link it in the description below. But beautiful watch. Just incredibly captivating. Something that you can stare at and never get bored of. And one thing I really do like is the dial, obviously incredibly dynamic, incredibly busy. But other than the fancy lugs, you can see this watch doesn't even have a signed crown. The case is very simple, so it's not so busy that it's like daunting. It's just very tasteful. And then recently, you can see this is a pre-order. This is a 38 millimeter. They're both 38 millimeters, the blue variant and this one. This is a brand new one in gold. Look at that rotor, guys. Beautiful. The blue 40th anniversary has the same rotor with that same insane carved pattern. Look at this watch. Oh my gosh. So we can see the 40th anniversary had a rose gold case. This has a yellow gold case. And one thing that's really cool is that when you look at the case back here in the center of the rotor, you see a big A for Anderson. Just a really badass watch, guys. Looks incredible on the wrist. So cool. I absolutely love this watch. So this would be like the first grail that I've really never mentioned on this channel. Second, thanks to Hodinkee, is this is a watch that you either love or you hate. There's no in between about this watch. And this is the AP ultra thin automatic tourbillon, caliber 2870, and this is, I guess, named the thinnest self-winding tourbillon ever. This is not a new watch, okay? One thing that really bothers me about this expose from Hodinkee, shout out Jack Forrester, this is back when he was on the dark side over at Hodinkee, is that the photographer kept taking the pictures upside down. Like, the watch is upside down in all these photos. Like, why is the watch upside down? Like, let's look at it right side up. Anyway, this is a really cool watch. And you can see here the sun from the ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics or hieroglyphs. I don't know. I don't want to be disrespectful. Just ancient alien stuff. I say I don't want to be disrespectful, and then I write this off as ancient aliens. This cool ancient Egyptian thing with the sun and the rays coming down was kind of carried over here, where you see the tourbillon and the rays going across the dial. Very cool. And it's just a really dynamic watch. Here's another one using a tourbillon, but really cool watch. Really thin automatic with a tourbillon, and very interesting. And this kind of reminds me of the beauty of like vintage kind of Art Deco-y weird watches, right? And it doesn't really stop there. So this is definitely a grail, because this would be a watch that I have on my wrist and I would just stare at, because it's so strange but cool. Blued handset, gold carved dial, just incredibly weird. Speaking of vintagey watches, we can't forget about this Patek Philippe Gondolo. It's a 5098 reference number, I believe. They make one in platinum. This is in rose gold. The platinum isn't as cool because everything has that cool platinum tone. It's not as dynamic, whereas this rose gold has that center two-tone, where the minute track has, a nice gold tone. You can see Chronometro Gondolo. I said that in the most white English accent. The Chronometro Gondolo. This is just a beautiful Patek. I absolutely love this watch. Let's see if there's any wrist shots of it. Again, display case back here. Just really cool. Let's see, it's certified. Oh, October 2010. So this harkens back to like a vintagey design. I absolutely love it. One thing I really do like is when you catch it in the light, you can see the burgundy tone. So this is a burgundy handset with burgundy Arabics. And it's, again, just there's a lot of different tone play dynamic going on. Beautiful guilloche carved pattern. It's just a gorgeous watch. And you guys know I'm just kind of a slut for vintage aesthetic. So this is right here for me. Now to go to a true vintage watch that you may or may not have heard of. You've heard of the Rolex turnograph, right? Where it's a date just with a rotating bezel. Well, there's actually a Vacheron Constantin turnograph, the 6782. I've always wanted one of these. Now, I have a vintage solid gold Vacheron that I absolutely love. The 453 3C. I'm messing up my own caliber designation, but absolutely love that I was able to get a proper Vacheron small seconds in precious metal. I absolutely love that watch. I've done a review on it if you want to take a look on my channel. But this turnograph has a date complication, rotating bezel. This is essentially, and I believe that they, look at this. It's just gorgeous. Applied Vacheron logo, very nice wrist presence, and you can see some had a magnifier on them, and we can look at these old school Rolex turnographs. There's a date, and then the OP turnographs, the evolution of it. But look at this, man. To have one where someone might do a double take assuming it's an old date just or something, and then it's actually a Vacheron. Finding one of these in good condition, it's exorbitantly expensive. These can sometimes go for like 20 grand. So it's on my grail list for now. We'll see how well I do in the future. Maybe I'll be able to own one of these. Moving on, a watch I will never be able to own, but that I absolutely love. A fairly new release from Watches and Wonders 2022. The Cartier Mystérieux. Why is it mysterious? Well, it's because where's the rotor? Where's the movement? How is it floating there in the center of the dial? Well, the rotor is the movement. That's what's insane about this watch. So instead of the movement having a rotor as a component, the rotor is holding all the components of the movement. So it's kind of like flipped, right? This is a free floating, essentially, rotor with all the movement components all up in there. Insane watchmaking. For people that write off Cartier as simply a fashion watchmaker, you guys are sorely mistaken, dude. Insane. And you get a red, it's different than their blue sapphire. You get a red stone in the crown. Still very Cartier. Platinum case, 43.5 millimeters, 12.64 millimeters, and the movement is the 9801 MC. Insane watch. I will never ever be able to own one of these because, do they even put the price? The sheer fact that it's platinum, all right? But then when you look at, right here. A cool 1.2 mil. Oh my gosh. Only 10 pieces each. Wait. Okay. The watch is limited to 30 pieces. Price at launch, $250,000. There will also be a baguette set, full diamond set versions of the platinum bracelet in limited editions of 10 pieces each. 565 and 1.2. So on the low end, a cool 250,000. On the high end, 1.2. Insanity. I wouldn't even want the ones with the baguettes or the gemstones other than the crown. I would want just the base model. Sign me up for the 250,000. I can do that. Let's talk to my accountant. Not really. Next up, a watch I will never ever own. The Duamitre Sphero Tourbillon. I'm trying here, guys, from Jaeger-LeCoultre. JLC came out with this watch not long ago. It's an insane watch. It has their Sphero Tourbillon. What's interesting is when I first started watch collecting, this would not be something I would be interested in. There's no symmetry at all. There's too much going on. But then the more I've grown, the more I appreciate the crazy engineering that goes into these watches, these high complication watches. Just insane. Now, I will tell you, the time-telling dial is quite small. So if you have bad eyesight, probably not the watch for you. Insane. It's just JLC. I mean, come on. We don't have to look at this crazy weird gemstone one. That's kind of a bridge too far for me. Nutty. Absolutely nutty. I'm just going to scroll through. Look at that tourbillon, guys. Look at this. Oh my gosh. This one's kind of gross. I don't really care about that. Yo, this matte slate dial in rose. The warmth coming from this. You can see how all the subdials here and the indexes on the time-telling dial are lined, bordered with that rose gold tone. The handset here, the contrast, so gorgeous. This watch is absolutely insane. And again, I'll probably never own one. So it's you can tell me which watch on the list most speaks to you in the comment section of this episode. Let me know which watch I've mentioned so far that you absolutely love. Now we're going to move on to watches that are somewhat attainable to me. So these aren't really super duper out of reach. They're just watches I don't currently own that I'd like, but I don't really feel comfortable calling them grails. First being the Zinn 3006 Hunting. This is a watch I have mentioned on the channel before. Very, very complicated. I guess it won German Design Award in 2020. This has tegimented steel case. It is a big boy. It does wear quite large. 200 meter water resistance rating with a threaded crown. And this was devised for night hunting. I guess in Germany, you can't hunt at night utilizing artificial light, which is interesting. I don't know if, I'm sure there's parts of the US that have stupid rules like that too. But I know some boys in Texas that go hog hunting with full like nods. They're running cans and just goons out, moons out. They're just, or moons out, goons out, excuse me. They're just ready to rock with all their battle rattle. Super cool. But this is a watch that literally tells you how much time left of moonlight you have. So it's like you have to utilize the moon's light, and you can't use any artificial torches or anything. But really badass watch with a ton of complications. And this is kind of like a tool watch, but still like a ton going on. Very, very cool. And that OD green is just like, come on. I don't like, beautiful watch. This isn't totally out of reach for me. Eventually I will own one. This is probably one of my favorite German watches ever. So yeah, here's a watch that my mom has told me she absolutely hates, but I love it. But mom knows best, so that's probably why I haven't purchased one yet. The Cartier Caliber Cartier Diver. I want the blue. They do make a black variant, and I want this two-tone. So I want the one, I mean, solid gold looks nice, this rose gold, but I want the two-tone. It's almost like a Rolex bluesy, but cooler. So you have this sloped cut bezel that just kind of rides right into this flat crystal. And then you have a nice, tasteful outline of gold along with that oversized crown gold. And then in the very Cartier fashion, you're still getting that crown sapphire. Lays pretty flat on the wrist. This is one of my... Dude, imagine going to a watch meetup and everybody's putting their wrists out and you see a slew of Rolex sports watches and you pull this out. This is like not something people see regularly. A sports watch from Cartier is already rare enough. Having one like this, it's just insane. So we can see the three heavy hitters here. Full steel, full gold, two-tone. My choice would be the two-tone. You can find the less desirable black variants in stainless steel for around like $5,000. Obviously the more desirable blue and the less common two-tone is going to be expensive. And then if you choose rose gold, you're talking big money. But I absolutely love this. I love the oversized Roman at the 12 o'clock. It's just a really cool watch. The way they decided to display the date complication. It's awesome. This is one of my favorite watches from Cartier. It's not their most sophisticated and elegant, but again, imagine having a proper diver with a 300-meter water resistance rating, but it's a Cartier. Just so cool. Next would be a Zenith Daytona, okay? And people ask me, why Zenith? Why not in-house? Blah, 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 blah. There's something about these older Zenith Daytonas, this two-tone with the black, again, 1989. That's actually my birth year, 16/5/23, that I love. I had an opportunity to get this right before the pandemic for like $11,000, and I didn't take it, and now these are going like above 20, which is kind of a bummer. I should have probably jumped on that when I had the chance, but instead I bought a 911. So I was either going to use that money on a Daytona or a 911, and I put it towards the 911. I think I made the right decision, but you guys can comment in the comment section and tell me I'm an idiot. So yes, this would be the final watch right now on my list of things to buy. Now, I do want to mention something about my channel. I want you to go ahead and check out this episode, okay? I've been harping on this all, like, for the past, 6 days, I guess, since it's been out. 5 of the rarest Rolexes ever made, and you've never heard of them. Guys, I brought this up during a live stream. No, it's so bizarre, dude. 12 days ago, I come out with an episode that gets 222,000 views, and then the next one gets 6.5 thousand. It's just, the algorithm's very wonky. But I brought this up during the live stream. 99% of the people in the live stream said that they had not heard of the watches on this list. And I get a good sampling of watch collectors that watch my channel. So I just wanted to mention to you, check out that channel. I'm not even like begging for views here. I just want to share those crazy Rolex reference numbers that you guys have probably never heard of, and they're exorbitantly expensive. And there's just some awesome watches. So please watch that episode. And yeah, guys, that's it. That's today's segment. We actually went a little long today, but maybe grab a snack and watch this episode. Probably should have told you that at the beginning of the episode. Oh well, guys, I will catch you on the next one. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay blessed. I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller. Always remember, I didn't invent time. I just tell it. All right, guys, see you, I guess, tomorrow for another Off the Cuff segment. All right?